So omega-3 index is the one that we say I use quite easily, and it's a measure of how much on the cell wall the fatty acid within your cell wall are made up with EPA or DHA, percentage of EPA, DHA. So the best optimal is 8 to 12%. And what we interesting to observe is that in Japan and Korea, most people are between 8 to 12% because they eat lots of fish, lots of seafood, and lots of deep water fish or cold ocean, deep ocean fish. In Germany, in US, they are all in the 4 range. Okay, and cardiovascular disease 10 times higher in US and Germany than Japan and Korea. So you can use this as kind of a function of the endothelium. The AAEPA ratio is what I call here the chronic silent inflammation profile or chronic cellular inflammations. And it should be below 4 if possible. Okay. And in Japan, most people are between 1 and 2. In US, it's 18 and 19. Okay. And I've done quite a bit of AAEP ratio in Hong Kong, and they are between 6 or 7 for them. Now, people in Hong Kong eat lots of seafood, so their AAEP ratio are quite not very high, but not very low either. And I have done, interestingly, some vegetarians, and they are up in the 2030s. So I also have a talk about, in the future, talk about the dilemma of vegetarian and vegans. And what's so interesting to me is that I've been in India and done a small sample, around 20 Indian people, all vegetarians, and their AAEP ratio is out of the range, 60 to 1, and sometimes 120 to 1. So they're highly inflamed in India with their diet. So I don't want to go to omega-3 and 6 index, but anyway, the chronic inflammation has to do with the oil that you eat. So omega-3 oil versus omega-6 oil, and omega-3 metabolized down to EPA, omega-6 metabolized down to arachidonic acid, AA. Those two ratios tell you how inflamed your body. So you can correct that easily. That's the key about our health and wellness. How do you correct if you find out you're not very healthy? So transfer index is another one that I do sometimes, but what I find is that most people in Southeast Asia don't have very high transfer index. So here's how do I correct my deficit or what we call abnormal parameters. In chronic inflammation, I like to give this particular food supplement called Circulite, regular and plus, to reduce the cellular inflammations. Okay, and it really have lots of antioxidants. As we see in the last slide, we have all these free radicals that come out, the oxidates, the oxidations cause inflammation within the cell wall. Many of the antioxidants stop this process, stop the chronic inflammation, and stop the free radical from damaging your cell wall. So I also give sugar valley to help out with the insulin resistance in this area so that I can correct all the metabolic problem with glucose. So I can correct the insulin resistance and everything drop down to normal. Endothelial dysfunction are relatively hard to correct. Okay, and you can have one of the components here is called colostrum extract that will help with nitric oxide reduction, which restore the endothelial functions. And the fish oil also help soften this area and make the inflammation within the cell, the endothelial cell, recover faster. So I tend to give them fish oil to help out with endothelial functions. Fish oil have come into lots of controversial lately because some people say it's useless, but none of them actually measure how much fish oil is needed to change the omega-3 indexes. And omega-3 indexes tells you can predict is a predictor of cardiovascular disease. So I don't want to go into argument with that, but anyway, these three areas can be corrected with lifestyle changes and also with food supplements and also with diet. So once you change the diet to decrease the chronic inflammation, you take care of the insulin resistance, you restore or stabilize your endothelial dysfunction as long as it does not deteriorate further, you continue to be functioning properly. So once you correct all three of this pillar of health, then you have no chronic inflammation or minimum chronic inflammation. You have no insulin resistance or minimum. Normal endothelial functions, your blood pressure and all these go back to normal. You are health and wellness. You are healthy and you have wellness. So this is how you can tell that you have health and wellness, and not just to say my medical workup is completely normal, or I can lift 100 pounds, okay, I can run 100 miles. That's not being well healthy. That is endurance, not wellness and health. So what we want to do on this health and wellness is to compress all your pre-disease state and age-related disease into the last 3 months of our lifespan, so that we can have a health span almost equal to your lifespan, so that your last 3 days before you die, you say hello to everybody, and I'm going to sleep, and you don't wake up from that, and that's the best way to go. And that's what we call, I don't call it anti-aging, but more or less, how do you age healthy and with wellness. So this is what I'll finish with this talk, and that's about all I have to say for this talk.